Just about 15 minutes ago, we heard Homeland Security Chief Janet Napolitano talking about moving the terror suspects in New York City for trial. What a major story it was Friday. Reaction throughout the weekend from every corner in this country. Napolitano describing how we have safely housed terror suspects in the past, and that is true, up to a point. But just 3 months before 9/11, there was a vicious attack at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, the MCC here in New York City on your screen right. Former corrections officer Louis Pepe stabbed in the eye, savagely beaten by al-Qaeda suspects. One, a top lieutenant to Osama bin Laden. This is Pepe on screen. The men were awaiting trial for terror-related charges at the time, and the attack left Pepe with severe brain injuries and paralysis that plague him to this day. We are honored to have his sister, Eileen Trotter, with us in studio today, and good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
I would bet not a whole lot of people know your brother's story, frankly. A prison guard to the MCC in Lower Manhattan, which will likely be the place that houses Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Mahmoud Salim was an alleged top aide, as I mentioned, to Osama bin Laden. What did he and his cellmate do to your brother?
They wanted to kill him. But before killing him, they wanted to get his keys so they could get out of the prison, allegedly to kill their attorneys and to help other followers escape.
They took a sharpened comb.
Right.
They jabbed it into his left eye.
Correct.
It was inserted 3 inches deep into his brain that caused permanent brain damage.
Absolutely.
And they continued to beat him for an hour?
Yeah, it took about an hour for help to arrive. My brother was left there alone in the Supermax security unit of that prison. There were 5 detainees from the African embassy bombers. Post orders said there had to be 3 officers and a lieutenant up there. And my brother, on the day shift, every day was left alone.
And it took an hour to get help?
Yes. And I'll tell you why. They turned around, and when my brother rang the alarm, they had to assemble a team. They had to suit up. Now, there's no guns in MCC. They had to suit up. They went into the sally port to enter the unit. They had the wrong keys to the unit.
You're kidding me.
They had to go down to the 2nd floor, get the right keys, because the other set of keys was given to my brother by his lieutenant, Carino. So the only other set was on the 2nd floor.
Wow. And they took his own blood and made a crucifix across his chest?
Yes. And they tried to rape him. Unfortunately, my brother was over 300 pounds at the time, and he was too big.
He was tough.
Oh, and he's tough.
And I think the accused, they thought he was dead for a period of time. They thought they had killed him and he was alive.
Right. My brother played dead for a while. And towards the end, he gave his house keys to them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because the FBI concluded that ultimately the plot was to kill your brother, get the keys, let the other terrorists on the 10th floor, was it? Set them free, board a plane, fly back to Africa, and everybody's free. That's what the FBI concluded.
Well, I tell you the truth, I don't know, because I've been repeatedly asking for a copy of the investigative report, and I've never gotten it to this day. 9 years later.
That's your brother's story. You
Absolutely.
Don't want Khalid Sheikh Mohammed or any others transported to New York City. Why not?
Absolutely not. I'm speaking for my brother because of his brain injuries. He's unable to speak. They do not belong here. I am still experiencing the problems with Salim, my brother's main attacker, who plunged that bayonet into his eye and made him a shish kebab. Salim was first found to be not guilty of a terrorist attack on my brother and was only given 32 years. An appellate division came back with Sotomayor as one of the appellate judges.
Sotomayor?
Yeah.
Well, that's ironic. And now the appeal is still outstanding.
No, it's not outstanding. It came back that he is guilty of a terrorist attack. Judge Batts was wrong. And they were waiting for Salim to be flown back from Colorado to be resentenced.
In New York City.
In New York City.
Yeah, but you know that jailhouse down there, they have, with the exception of our conversation and your brother, with all due respect, they have housed the most dangerous people in the world down there and done it safely. And your respect for the NYPD, I'm certain, is enormous.
However, NYPD has no jurisdiction over federal properties. It's considered a reservation, and they cannot go in there. They have no jurisdiction. So I honor Mayor Bloomberg when he says we have the best police department. They could guard around the area, but they cannot walk even on the property.
You told our colleagues at FoxNews.com we're a lax country and we don't learn from our mistakes?
Absolutely.
What do you mean by that?
Why would you turn around and, number one, be trialing he admitted that he was the mastermind of 9/11. Why would you want to bring him back into a civil trial when you know, based on past experiences, my brother's other attacker was found not guilty of attempted murder of a federal officer? They wanted to enhance his sentence from the embassy bombers, but the jury came back. They did not want to make him a martyr. The same thing could happen with these people.
I know you live next to your brother out on Long Island, and I want you to give him our very best.
Thank you.
I know he's still struggling every day, and I can only imagine the hardship he's gone through. I applaud your courage. I respect your viewpoints. Some people say it's like bringing the garbage outside and bringing it back inside. It's like giving the devil your spare bedroom down the road, but apparently it's going to happen. And my best to you as we go through it, okay?
That.
Eileen Trotta, thank you.
Thank you.
FoxNews.com has had a great write-up on this over the weekend. We encourage you to hit our website and read more.